how to get more clicks with awesome meta description for your product pages. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why the meta description for each of your product pages and non-product pages, why it's so critical, and how you can enrich your meta description so you're going to get more clicks when your products are found on Google search results. Hi, I'm Clarice Lin, the RI doctor who helps small businesses and online stores get more traffic and sales by getting on Google and YouTube page 1. I find it extremely puzzling that most store owners don't really spend time crafting a good meta description for their pages, for their store pages. What's the meta description about? A meta description is a text summary or a text preview that users can see on the Google search results page. It's that little blob of text that consists of around 160 characters below your title of your page in Google search results. The purpose of this meta description is to help search users quickly decide if this is a page that they want to visit, whether this page is going to be useful for them, whether they're going to find the information that they want. When they go to Google search results, what they usually do is they glance through the search results and see which search results fits most closely to what they're looking for. And that's why meta description is so absolutely critically important. If that 160 characters is going to help convince that users to click on it, then you definitely have to spend time trying to highlight the most important part of the page in that description, so users will say, I think this is the result that's going to help me find my answer. I will click on it. This is what I notice most store owners do with their meta description. Scenario number 1, don't really spend much time. They might try to put some information in meta description, but they don't put much thought into what information they should condense within these 160 characters. Scenario number 2, store owners do nothing to their meta description, meaning Google will then automatically grab the first 160 characters of your product description and put it in the meta description. Store owners duplicate their product pages instead of creating one from scratch. Then what they write for their previous meta description gets duplicated for product number 2, and then you have 2 or more products having the same meta description, which is what you don't want to, because duplicated product description means that to Google you are having the same content. That means that one of those products is going to get a lower ranking. So you want to actually focus and make sure you are not making any of these 3 mistakes. What happens if you don't spend time crafting compelling, unique product description for all your product pages and your store pages? Then your rankings is going to drop gradually, because what happens is when users are not clicking on it to Google, that's sending a signal that your product pages are not relevant to what the users are looking for. And then they will decide for the next time someone puts in this search results, then they're going to put your product listing or your store pages lower down in the ranking system. So you don't want that to happen. You need to get those clicks from Google listings, then your products will slowly increase in rankings. Then your Google search rankings will slowly improve over the months and years. And then as you get higher in your rankings, then you're going to get more clicks as you move further up in the search results. How do you know how your meta description for your store pages look like? You can type this into your browser, site, SITE, and the URL of your store. Put that in, and then you can see all your store pages, product and non-product pages show up on Google search results, and you'll be able to see what is the different meta description you have for all your pages. You can check if any of those pages have identical meta description, or how a search user would see if they find your products on Google search. In this case, you'll be able to identify which are those meta descriptions that you need to improve on and put more work into it. Cool, now that you have identified which are the pages that need some work on the meta description, then the next thing you want to learn is how can you craft awesome meta description for your store pages, product and non-product pages. First, let's talk about store pages. For example, if it's an About Us page, if you have a page like that, make sure that the meta description looks different from your homepage meta description. You can list where your products are from, where your materials are being sourced, important information about your products, and maybe even your brand values if you can squeeze that into the 160 characters. Another page that's important, your refund policy page. For the refund policy page, in your 160 characters summary, list down if you accept a refund or if an exchange policy, and within how many days. Put that as part of your 160 characters. That will help customers to quickly find what they need. For your shipping page, in the meta description, you can list down if you offer free shipping. Put that into part of your meta description. And if you're offering express delivery, you can also list that in as part of your meta description to help customers to quickly decide if they can get their products really quickly, and if they're going to get free shipping, it's going to be really enticing for them, so they'll want to click on it to learn more. For your product category pages, if you have the top product category pages, you can list down the different product types in your meta description, so users would know, for example, if they're looking for a certain type of bag, they're not sure what type of bags, you can mention the different types of bag types in your meta description, so you can rank higher as well for that category. If your online store also sources materials from different brands, you can also list the different top brand type in the meta description of your product category pages. Alternatively, you could also list down the group of people who could be interested in this product as part of your product category pages. So these are different options. Which one, if you think is more important, you can craft that in and see how you can fit those important pieces of information into that 160 characters. For your product pages, here are two things you want to take note of. Number one, you want to include the right keywords as part of your meta description or variation of the keywords. So you want to have that at least once appearing in that short text. Also, you can include other attributes of the products in the meta description. Additional attributes that you can't include as part of your product title. If you want to learn more about how to create compelling product titles that get more Google clicks, you can check out my other video right here where I explain to you how you can do that. In the meta description itself, you can fit in the number 2 or number 3 important attribute information that users are looking for. That will really greatly help the users to identify that, hey, look, this product fulfills my top 3 criteria of why I would buy this product. So if you have that as part of your meta description, you're going to get more clicks. Give you an example. Let's say if you are promoting a bag, you could include the different color options that people will be looking for, the top popular colors. Or let's say you could include like the material of the bag that someone will be looking for. Or if they're looking for a bag with many pockets, you can include that as part of your meta description. Or that could be the dimensions of the bag, or if your bag has a removable strap. If that's important for your buyers, for your customers, then you want to include that as part of your meta description. So these are different ideas you can do for a bag. Another example is if someone wants to buy a tripod, your store is selling tripod. Important attributes that you could include in the meta description is material of your tripod, the weight of your tripod, like how tall your tripod can be extended to, if it's lightweight or not, someone's doing it for traveling. Ideally, if it can be easily squashed into a suitcase, luggage. So these are important information that you want to put in your meta description. So if someone who is on the go wants to buy a tripod that's easy to pack in for travel because they are doing like traveling often, then the mention of those attributes is likely going to get you more clicks from those users. To quickly sum up some of the attributes again is the weight, the dimensions of the product, the colors of the product, the material of the product, where the products are sourced from, maybe the shape of the product, and also for the groups of people who will be most interested in these products. So hopefully that gives you a wide range of considerations for you, so you can pick and choose which attributes you know that's most important for your customers. So you can fit that into these 160 characters. Now that you've got some pretty good concrete ideas of how you can improve your meta description, the next thing you might want to learn about is how can you find out what's your click-through rate for your product. You can check your click-through rate for different search terms in your Google Search Console. If you don't have Google Search Console set up, you have to get it set up. You definitely want to check out my other video on how to set up your Google Search Console for your store. link in the top right hand corner of the screen where I go through step by step of how you can set it up. So please do that. And also if you want to get additional free traffic from Bing, such as you want to set up your Bing Webmasters tools, which is the equivalent of Google Search Console, so you can check out my other video as well how you can set it up. Link right here. Check it out. And if you have your Google Search Console set up, then log into it, head to the menu bar, click on search results, then look at what's the click-through rate for your store pages in general. And you can also look at the individual search terms to see where you're getting clicks from, what are Google search users looking for when they click on it, and where your store pages are ranking, whether are they ranking on page 1, page 2, what's the position ranking, and what's the click-through rate. If you're not getting click-through rate, even though you are ranked on page 1 or page 2 or page 3, then if you don't improve your meta description, that's going to slide further down the rankings. I highly recommend you to look into your Google Search Console to get an idea of what are the people searching for and if your products are ranking on it. If there are specific search terms you want to be ranking for, make sure you include that into your meta description as well, because that's going to help get that boost in click-throughs. If you're also actively looking for alternative ways to drive more traffic to your store, whether it is free traffic or paid traffic, then check out my Shopify marketing guide, link in the description and pinned comments, where I evaluate the pros and cons of driving different types of traffic to your store so you can make the best decision for yourself, for your business, to drive more traffic and more sales for 2022. If you're looking for more personalized one-on-one help for your online store to get more traffic and sales, check out my contact information in the description and pinned comments. I help store owners to get higher visibility on Google and YouTube. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video and found it really useful, remember to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos on how to get more traffic and sales to your online store. I'm Clarice Lin, the RI Doctor, signing off. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you.